Hi, I'm Koorosh Angali with Angali.com. I'm sometimes asked why we can use oil paint on latex gesso. The question is not correct. The question itself is not correct because there's no such thing as latex gesso. It's Liquitex gesso, and Liquitex is one of the many companies which create gesso. But the proper question would be why we can paint oil on gesso, Liquitex or otherwise. The answer is because gesso practically has the same properties that the traditional ground used to have, the traditional whiting, the so-called whiting used to have. That means a binder and some sort of whiting, as in gypsum, or in the old days there was lead and zinc and so forth that now they are illegal to use because they have poisonous properties. But basically gesso is not that different from the traditional whiting. The only difference between gesso and others is that it also has a binder in it which is a chemically manufactured binder rather than the old traditional natural binders used from natural substances. That's the only difference. While you use the gesso on any ground, on canvas, on panel or anything, and it's dried, you can add practically anything on top of it. You can use a pencil, a lead pencil, you can use oil, acrylic, even watercolor. You can use anything on top of it. If the watercolor is a little resistant, or it resists to adhere to the top of the gesso, you just spray it with a workable fixative and that's it. You can even paint with watercolor on top of gesso. Gesso is probably the 20th century and 21st century ground for any medium that you want to use to paint.